Self-defense or murder? That is the question in the toxic relationship trial for Daisy Link. Prosecutors say the Florida woman allegedly murdered her boyfriend. Link says she was acting in self-defense. Scripps News Group Miami reporter Leanne Morejon has a look back at what happened in day one of this trial.
Daisy Link cringes at the sights and sounds from a sergeant's body-worn camera captured during the wee hours of June 25, 2022, when Homestead police responded to a call about a man bleeding out. The state says Link made that call herself moments after she fired the single shot that killed Pedro Jimenez, her on and off partner and father to two of her children.
In a fit of rage, she pulled out the gun, and the facts will show he had turned around and was running away in fear.
The state and defense both agree Link's relationship with Jimenez was tumultuous.
Arguments, anger, and even jealousy.
But the defense paints Jimenez as downright abusive. They say Link shot Jimenez during an argument in fear for her life.
The evidence will show this man was out of control. He was unhinged and he was dangerous. And she fired a shot to get him to go away.
A Homestead sergeant testified to Link's behavior at the scene, where she implied she didn't know what happened to the victim.
She was screaming. I believe at one point she stated she was asking him what happened.
Contrast that with what she's caught saying with the gun still in her hand.
A gun was located inside an areca palm.
Link made headlines for other reasons last year when she was impregnated by another inmate while behind bars. But jurors are not expected to hear those details during her murder trial.
Yes, but we want to talk about those details because well, you got to hear it. So the jury's not going to hear it. According to multiple reports, Daisy Link becomes pregnant while in jail from another inmate. All right, well, somehow they got together, you think? Well, no, this is what apparently happened. Reports say that the dad, who is also on trial for murder, sent his semen through the old air conditioning vent using string and saran wrap. She would later say this was a miracle, this conception. How would this evidence have tipped the scales if the jury was able to hear about it? Let's bring in Dr. Debbie Goodman, criminal defense attorney David Bruno. This is a lot to get your head around. You receive a package through the air conditioning unit, and you can do a lot of things with that. She apparently decided to do something with it. What's your take, Dr. Goodman, on why you would? What's your take on this?
Thank you, Ted and David. You know, we've talked about so many cases, and we think we've heard it all, seen it all. But wow, this one I've never heard of, and admittedly, I had to read this one twice. So, we just talk about the crime itself, and I don't think it's self-defense. I think it was, she's guilty of murder, perhaps the second degree. And secondarily, this issue about the becoming impregnated, my first thought is always, okay, some type of inappropriate liaison or relationship with an inmate and a prison staff member, a corrections officer, and that didn't happen. And then when we got the details of what did happen, it is quite astounding and quite alarming. So I am certain that as we're speaking about it, so are corrections administrators and command staff throughout the country at prisons and jails. And historically, we know about contraband, that it's drugs, it's weapons, it's money and phones. And I think this now has to be added to the list, and that would include bodily fluids.
David, if the jury's not going to hear about this, clearly, if the jury did know about it, would it help or hurt her?
Hurt her. I mean, it goes against credibility. It goes against, the right to follow the rules. And that's what our criminal justice system is for, to keep it out. All right. In this state and in most states, there's a rule of evidence, 404B. generally speaking, we don't want to bring in the bad character evidence, the other acts evidence, the things that have no bearing on the allegations in the courtroom. And this is a great example of that. It does not come in. It's not there to prove plan, purpose, identity, lack of mistake, motive, opportunity, none of those things that would be otherwise permissible reasons to bring in other acts. So she's lucky because it's prohibited in her criminal trial, and I don't think it's going well anyway. But if it was admitted in addition to the video and the statements that she made in her criminal trial, it wouldn't help her either.
Dr. Debbie, this relationship, everybody agreed, was very toxic between the victim in the case and the defendant. They would fight a lot. And the defense here is self-defense, that she was scared because he was in her face, and even though he was running away, she shot him. Is there a scenario in a toxic relationship where it seems to be a give and take? Both are at it. It's not a battered partner syndrome scenario. Is there an opening for her in terms of a defense that I was scared for my life, even though it's well documented they fought a lot?
Not based on the facts of this case, that certainly in other circumstances, yes. But again, Mr. Jimenez was running away. He's the father of her children. Her conduct displayed on the body cam, the testimony in terms of what she said, just this lack of remorse and carefree attitude, and, oh, you'll be okay, as if he got a little, he stubbed his toe or something. So I don't see it at all. I think she is going to be found guilty of a second-degree murder.
Yeah, when she's walking away, gun in hand, you'll be all right, I didn't hit an artery. I mean, and just so callous, and she's not displaying this, at all, and the jury has seen that video. So one would tend to agree with you, Dr. Debbie, David. Dr. Debbie, thank you very much for your time on this Friday. Enjoy your weekend.